Fantastic. And we are alive. Let's make sure it's all working. I think it is. Hell yeah. All right, almost on time today. Last time I was about half an hour late. Today I'm just 3 minutes late, so definitely an improvement. And today we're having a special stream, I guess. We're starting off on a new build. I was quite excited actually to receive this one. I was so far very impressed with you know, the model kits that come from motornuclear, but this is the first one to my knowledge that has this mecha design, like truly mecha design. Very hexagear-esque design, I would say. I'm very curious to build this. I hope it's good. I hope the plastic quality is as good as we usually get from motornuclear. Maybe we also get some water decals here, because the kits from them I've done so far had actually no water decals. So, hey dude, hey, welcome to the stream, Conjo, Ken. So this one I got this from Gundamit, it's not like pre-order per se. It's like a review sample, I believe. I'll have to double check, because for motornuclear from Gundamit I would get sometimes kits directly without, you know, buying them at all, and sometimes I would buy them, so I'm not entirely sure, but it was air freighted. It was air shipped to me. That's the right term. Sorry guys, I'm a bit rattled today. If my speech is a bit off, then that's because I spent quite a few hours today at Anime North. It's like a big expo out here in Canada, in Toronto, every year. And this year, for the first time, I was actually invited as media. There you go. A little badge of honor. At least for me, it's the first time I was invited as a media. But it was really cool. Check out a lot of like, you know, companies do their expos there. A lot of really cool builds from some professional builders. Really cool. What else there? Like art gallery, you know, artistry and stuff. Like, it's like Comic-Con but for anime. So yeah, that was pretty awesome. Anyhow, looking at silica gel. Screw that. Let's see what this bad boy has for us. Pretty usual inventory of the runners. No plastic type indicators. Seems like we have more than one head unit that comes with it. The usual motornuclear stuff where you get the runner indicator per stage. I wonder... Let's see, let's go towards the end. Seems like we do have water decals. And we have a placement guide as well. Not a usual placement guide. It's like a real picture with the arrows. Usually with the water decals, we just get the diagram. All right. Hopefully the water decals are good. So far, standard stuff. We don't get a lot of water decals. Their TC and their sticker for the action base. Airship usually costs the same as the kits that local hobby stores in the US with, so that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, and you heard about the event? Yeah, sure, dude. Yeah, the airshipped. I mean, I care about building this, I guess, a bit earlier for, you know, the sake of the review and stuff like that. But if I buy like kits from even Gundamit myself, that I don't necessarily care when I build them, I sea freight them, because what you know, if I'm not gonna build it immediately, I don't care about how fast it arrives to me. Like, for example, the new Gundam from Farmer Creations. I wasn't gonna build it on time anyway, so that one has been sea freighted to me, and that's gonna take another half a month to arrive at least. So the inner frame seems like we get the usual inner frame from motornuclear with the main joints per body part pre-assembled in this plastic bag kind of thing, separated. So we have legs, arms, seems like some accessories as well. We'll see. Maybe not. Maybe it's on the legs, arms. These are the ankles that I saw. Okay. Let's check out the plastic in the runners. Let me grab my tool stand with my essentials. Oh, that's an invitation. Thank you very much. All right. So what we got in there? It seems to be rather Bandai quality. Nothing special, like plain green plastic. Pretty shiny. I see some swirls. Seems like it's gonna need a top coat to look really good. I see some undergating, but not everywhere. Yeah. It's not... We'll see. I'll reserve judgment until we unbox a few more. I was expecting, honestly, them doing maybe some sort of texture finish on the plastic so it looks a bit more premium. But this looks very raw, right? Just like straight up, flat, green, shiny plastic. Not really anything extraordinary. Okay. Let's see. Oh, this one or new FF. I haven't done the side F special. I have it in my backlog though. I have so I've built the original real grade New Gundam, which is hands down one of the best real grades ever. It's such a cool kit. And for mine, I've added a fin funnel expansion set to make it angelic. But actually now Bandai sells a double fin funnel version of the New Gundam in real grade, so you don't have to search for expansion set. I also have the first lot version in my backlog and the new FF as well. And if you like the color scheme, it's phenomenal. And I saw it actually earlier today in person at the expo. It's a really cool kit. And all of the real grade New Gundams, they are just so good. Very good. They pose well, they look superb. And fairly noob-friendly builds as well, like they don't require a lot of work. Oh, wait a second, 1/100 new FF. You mean the farmer creation one? Sorry, I think I misread. I assumed you were talking about the real grade new FF. Yeah, if you're looking about the farmer creation, 1/100 new Gundam, I have that on PO as well. So when I get it, eventually I will build it. Okay, the black plastic actually has some texture on it. Like it's not just, like you can see it's shiny on the backside, but it's a little bit flat on the inside. I don't understand why they didn't do that for the green plastic. Okay, I need to move this aside like that. Supposedly this also has a pretty cool inner frame. interesting. So they're gonna include the regular new. Cool. I know. Well, I haven't built the farmer creation, obviously, new Gundam, but from what I've seen online, it's not like inner frame heavy kit. It's all about the looks. It's more like full mechanics. Yeah, I think that's the right name of those types of kits that really don't have an inner frame, but they're 1/100 scale. So they're all about the looks and the function. Have some classic guns. This is a more simple action base by the looks of it. It's just 3-section versus the usual from motornuclear where you have like one big chunk. Once again, I'm not really an expert on motornuclear. It's only my 3rd kit from them. So we have some transparent parts, but the eyes seem to be painted, so the LED mod here is unlikely. Well, trust me, boys, when you see the review of the Wolf technology, there's a lot of LED there. That thing turned out very spicy, in a good way. So the eyes are pre-painted on one side with a metallic color. That's pretty cool. There's some transparent parts from elsewhere on the kit. Would have been nice of them to include alternate parts that are not pre-painted, like the same ones but not pre-painted. This seems like inner frame plated silver, dark silver. Good stuff. More black plastic, more inner frame parts. A very large pilot figure. I mean, look at this thick boy. I mean, it's like a governor from Katabukiya. Interesting to try to paint that. It's bigger than perfect grade pilots. Technically, this is not master grade scale. It's whatever scale, right, appropriate for this IP. It seems to be master grade-ish when all done.
Which actually made me think twice about getting it, but I might do the
FF. Yep. I mean, that's the reason why I'm late with the Farmer's New, because originally I thought it when it was posted on Gundam's website, and I immediately placed a PO. But then when I saw some previews of it without an airframe, I was like, I don't care about it so much. I'm gonna build the PGU anyway. And then I did build the PGU, and I was like, nah, I really want it. And Gundam was kind enough to actually find one for me as a favor because it was already sold out. And when FF dropped on their site, I placed a placeholder immediately for it. Some action-based parts, and the action base also seems to be different. More kind of plain action base, not as elaborate as Mori King or Lubo. Some red parts. It's a better shade of red. A little more saturated, not as dark as we had on Lubu. Some pop color parts. Let's see. I mean, you can't tell me this doesn't look like pulp. Freaking Taco Bell color. Alright. Some big ass arms. And we get a few options. Good. Arms are also like flat black plastic. Yeah, the pilot figure looks massive. It looks gigantic. I'll definitely probably paint it. It's just its black figure, so it's gonna require some, I guess, primer to make the colors pop. Okay, this is like dull silver, almost as if frosted silver. Very few parts. More uniform gray. A little more. And more uniform parts. This looks like ankles. Some veneers. It's like shield. Alright, well, looks like a fair few runners. I don't think it's as many runners as we've had on Lubu. Maybe as many as Lubu, but definitely not as many as Morikin. Morikin had a lot of runners. Hold on, I need to take this, put this box aside, so I can use it as a trash can during the build. Ling Yao. I thought about building Ling Yao and I kind of changed my mind, to be honest with you. It looked a bit generic for me. I know it's a cool kit. I saw people in the community build it and have really good feedback about it, and I'm sure it's a very nice kit. I just didn't see anything that sort of enticed me, I guess, to build it. Not an Arcana kit for sure. It's just I decided to skip it. I had it on pre-order for a while, and then sort of bailed on it. Let's try to organize runners, which is between the ones I think will fit in my runner and dock, and ones that definitely will not. And the smaller fellas. Are you enjoying the Ling Yao build? Hey Taco! Nice to see you on the stream. I saw your post on the Facebook community page. Dude, you have amazing collection. Really nice choices. I'm very jelly of your EXS build, and I hope to join you with my EXS build later this year. I mean, Gundam Sentinel always looks phenomenal. But yeah, you have a pretty solid collection, my dude. Nice choices, nice builds. And of course, very nice to see you on the stream as well. This is pretty large. You know what? I'm gonna assemble one of my runner and docks, so I can start slotting them in, because these runners are like flying everywhere. Has a nice build. Nice, man. Glad it's a good build. As far as I understand, you can sort of like build it fully, or you can have like its armor on a stand separately to the kit itself, and that's a pretty cool idea. Avoiding shelf space. Wow, you have a really big collection, dude. I'm having to rotate some pieces in my collection, so when I build something new, I sometimes have to, you know, pack up an older build. Definitely not enough room to display all of them. You know what I was surprised to see today at the expo? Because usually at these like expos like Anime Awards and stuff like that, you see first party kits like, you know, Kotobukiya, Good Smile, obviously, Bandai, a bunch of stuff like that. But actually I saw a lot of stores that had third party kits. Like Nemesis was there at insane prices, but still there was Nemesis. The Cyberduck model kit somehow was present everywhere, which is weird. SNAA made appearances at a few stores as well. Like third parties getting mainstream. I mean, Bandai is like mainstream by now. Super popular. But even third parties are now getting mainstream. Dude, these small runners are falling for the third time. Piss me off. Alright, let's get these fellas in there. Too tall, okay. Finish paint them in G Central, gonna put one, nice. Yeah, third party blown up big time. I think in ERA and SNAA mostly are responsible for that, because in ERA does like higher premium quality and builds that are easily rivaling Bandai's, and SNAA brings those more affordable yet high quality and not bootleg kits. It's definitely a big reason, I would imagine, why they went mainstream now. Like, while someone like me greatly appreciates kits like Comet Technology, for example, but you know, they won't go mainstream because they are knockoffs with resin kits applied to them, you know, stuff like that. But stuff like Nemesis, it has mostly its own design, great presentation, premium experience, and premium price tag. I mean, the prices I saw it at today were pretty high. Definitely not reasonable prices, I would say, in some cases. But for the most part, the prices were really good at the convention. Especially at the God Hand stand. There was a God Hand kind of stand, and they were selling tools at a really nice prices, and they were also selling some tools that they usually don't offer outside of Japan at reasonable prices. You can still buy them, but you're gonna have to pay through the roof. So they definitely sold me on some. But I had some self-control, just a little bit. Dude, if whatever Yu-Gi-Oh land makes next, like Ain't Industries or under any other brand, I would do my absolute best to find it through whatever means necessary and possible to build it super duper early. That Sky Defender was such a nice experience. And also quite pivotal to my channel. I think after building Sky Defender, I decided to take YouTube more seriously. Because that video did fairly well. There was a lot of engagement with it as well. I was like, hey, you know what? I might actually do this. But that kit, there's not even like a doubt of it like ever leaving my collection centerpiece space. It's always going to be displayed. It looks so cool. I also bought so Ainta, they obviously make UGL, they make resin kits for the most part, but they also made a weapon kit before. It's called Trident, and it's under slightly different name. It's not like Ainta, it's Ainta or something like that. I'm not sure if it's a typo or something like that, but I have that. I really want to build it simply because it's a model kit from the same company, and so it should be good. But it's like just a weapon accessory where it's. I need to come across a model kit that it actually gonna fit with that accessory. It's a Trident something something somewhere in the depth of my backlog. It was your first live stream build. Nice, dude. Top 3 for sure for me as well. Sky Defender. It's still #1 when it comes to the guide. I still have not seen a better guide booklet that comes with the kit. The level of effort they went to with Sky Defender is truly amazing. To the point where what do they have? I remember they had like QR codes in some parts of the build where it's like more complicated steps to very short videos. I mean, you don't have to do that, but the fact that they did that was, wow, just, you know, so cool. And the way they approached the water decals was also really nice, because they included obviously a lot of water decals with their kit, but they kind of give you an option. Do you want to go all the way, or do you want to go basic? And whichever way you choose to go, the water decals, like, they show you a part up close and all the decals that go onto it from different angles, rather than the entire kit and a lot of like markings around it. Like, these are all small things, but when they're all in one build experience, it just makes it like a once-in-a-lifetime experience almost. Right, decal options was really nice. And the decals themselves were also really nice. The build was like a bit complicated though, like they had some tough parts, like some joints in that build, especially the wings. When I tackled it, I was still, maybe I was like a year into the hobby, so I was still a bit, well, I still am a bit of a noob. So I made some mistakes, cracked some parts. Nothing too bad, but still not perfect. So Sky Defender is not the easiest of builds. I actually had the very nice gentleman at the God Hand booth today showed how to use their nippers properly. I thought I knew, but apparently there is a better way. I'm gonna see if I remember what he told me. Because they had like a little station where they had a bunch of unfinished model kits, and they were, you know, using that to demonstrate their tools and to also show you some tips and tricks and stuff like that. So if I remember correctly, what he showed was just cutting it off the runner with whatever, and then So this is the cutting blade, and it needs to be pointed towards you. And you need to level the cutting blade with the surface. And then it will cut it super duper flat. And then we have to see. I kind of got used to my own technique at this point, and I'm not sure if it's the correct one. Let's see, like that. Because his point was that the God hand, obviously single hand nippers, especially from God hand, they have different angle at which the blade is cut. So if you do it correctly, the cutting blade, the sharp one, will actually dig a little bit into the part, so it will make it so you don't need to use a hobby knife after the cuts. So you do a double cut and that's it, you're done. And the way he did it was better than what I can do. Well, this one is angled. Let's see, I'm gonna grab another part, see if I can figure out exactly how he did it. Let's grab this part. Because I was just chatting to them, telling them how much I like the new LTN nippers and how much they save, how much time they save. So, if I point the blade away from me, flat to the part, do a cut. Since this is undergated, we do another cut. And we still have left stuff. Okay. If I put it blade towards, now I've undercut. Let's zoom in. So this is how I usually do the cuts. This is how I believe he said you do the cuts. Not sure. The way he did it on his live demonstration looked really good, but even on his demonstration, the blade did cut into the part itself a little bit, so it created like a bit of a bite. And I think that technique is applicable when you paint. Because I don't paint the way I intend to cut the parts, is that I don't necessarily care if a little bit of plastic is left behind after the cut, because that's when I come in with a, where's my knife? With a hobby knife, and I have much more precision here to level off. So I don't need to sand. I don't need to fill in the bite from the nipper. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with my technique, honestly. I'm more comfortable that way. I think the results are all right. Well, I missed out on a bunch of messages. Hold on. Sky Defender, Oberon, and PGXia. PGXia is a phenomenal kit. It is, especially if you do the LEDs. I mean, kind of the point of PGXia is to do the LEDs. But if you are doing PGXia and you splash for Cosmos LEDs, well, actually not splash, because that saves you money, because original LEDs are more expensive than the Cosmos ones. Regardless, if you do PGXia and you get Cosmos LEDs, that thing is a thing of beauty. She's gorgeous. I have her as a centerpiece of my collection next to Perfect Grid, Perfectibility Unicorn at the moment. And she will only be replaced if I ever build Narrative FedEx. Oberon haven't built yet, but it is on my to-do list for sure. Decal option's good. I didn't have a Sky Defender about the Lin Yao Also has very high quality instruction. Very nice, dude. Glad to see that. I hope that more vendors follow. I mean, we already see that after Sky Defender, there is more and more vendors doing the inventory parts and stuff like that. Very few vendors go to the level of Sky Defender because that one is like a hard book and it's stuff. Yeah, that one is like next level. It's like a special event kind of thing. But in Era Nemesis was pretty close as well. Yeah. Imagine when I got it close to release, it was $130. Now it's 200 plus. Yeah, Sky Defender exploded, and MSRP for it was unbelievably reasonable. And then obviously the craziness began. Which cut hand did you get? Did you get SPN, LTN, or PN, or something else? Because they have a bunch of different versions. In the meantime, let's actually get to building. Sip of water, perhaps? A1. That'll be this one. B1, that'll be one of these fellas. That B, L, and M. If you are so a couple of a couple of months ago when I bought LTN Nipper, I made a video reviewing and comparing LTN to SPN to PN to these are Tamiya regular double-sided, double-bladed nippers. I prefer these to cut the things of the runners. And in that video, I show up close exactly how I do the cuts on my kits. So I mean, if you want to replicate my results, and you can see exactly that process, I follow that process in all of my live streams, in all of my time lapses, in all of my builds. I'm not saying it's good or bad process, just whatever process I know. But you can see on my reviews at least up close shots and what it looks like when it's all done. So if you want to try to replicate the same, just check out that video because I do the cuts and go through the steps of cutting and cleaning up the part with different nippers. But yeah, there's usually a little bit of apprehension when you first get gut hands. There's also a lot of, I would imagine, bad stories in the community from people that broke theirs. It's just as long as you don't cut any like plastic parts that are too thick. That's why I use like really cheap nippers like these to cut the parts of the runners, because I cut the thick gates. They are much easier to, you know, quickly locate and snip. And on the then I would grab my more expensive nippers for up close cuts. Sort of simplifies the process a little bit. kit is gonna look like a grunt, like a proper grunt. Especially with this rather flat, well, not flat, but like cheap-ish looking green plastic. I'm getting like Gyaradoga vibes here. Simon 20, 21. C2. Oh, because we have two head options. Yeah. Although by now the way I cut out the parts like this, that is purely because I film my work. Before I started filming my work and stuff like that, I would, you know, angle the runners towards me and cut like this. But if I do it that way, it's not very well visible on the camera. So I guess, do as I say, not as I do. Perhaps. That would be here. Okay. Hello. Those A4 size. No, my amigo. These are. Hold on. These are A2, I believe. So these are side by side A2. I bought. So this is a stand-up desk from Desky, and I chose size specifically that fits two side-by-side A2 cutting mats. And I have like double-sided tape on the bottom so they don't move around. The unfortunate part is that this little crease in the middle, I thought the DSPIAE, well, DSPIAE is pretty high quality stuff on usually, but these cutting mats, especially the larger sizes, they have some tolerances. They are quite large deviations in those tolerances. So these actually don't fit flush. They just don't. They are a bit wavy. So there is this little crease that tends to collect plastic shavings and stuff like that. But it's a lot of room to work with, relatively speaking, a lot of room. So yeah, A2s. If you want to buy them, you should look for them locally, because shipping them can be expensive because they cannot be folded. At least these ones cannot. And I had one of these once shipped, and they damaged it pretty badly in shipping because it's a large flat box that the delivery company was playing football with, of course. So you know how it goes. They're definitely worth it. I've used these guys for over 2 years now on this side, and I still have another side that's unused. They're supposedly self-heating, and indeed they are. I use this square-ish area for my water decals, so I cut them all up here, and you can see the rough spots here by now, but that's after thousands of decals, thousands of cuts. So yeah, decent stuff. Originally I chose these ones because they are less busy. There is a lot of obviously cutting mats, but a lot of them have designs and branding everywhere. I don't like that. Perfect job for a Hobby Mio. Well, I'll do you one better. I used a Hobby Mio-like vacuum, and then I got this bad boy. Now this fella from DSPIAE is a pretty good vacuum, and it shows you. It has this. Sorry guys, it's been a long day already. So it has this transparent container. So every time I hoover up one of the parts that I was not supposed to hoover up, I can sort of. I can see it there. And it's very easy to open as well. It has a little filter. The replacement filters can be a bit of a pain in the butt to find, but they are on AliExpress. And if you wanna get one, check out. It's a torpedo, yes, torpedo, dildo, whatever. Shameless plug, link in the description, obviously. Affiliate. So if you buy this through my AliExpress link, I get a little kickback, but you can use my code on DSPIAE's official store and you're gonna get a discount. Because they have their own web store. I have a little discount code there. And I don't remember how many % off that is, but it's worth it. I mean the vacuum. If you build a lot, vacuum is good. I use a vacuum and I use also air blower thingy like that, because this one is essential for filming with a little brush to get stuff off the kits quickly when you film. Static and all of that stuff tends to attract dust all the time. Okay, I'm super slow today on building because I tend to... My brain is not working fast. But that's usual. A11, A12. We're definitely building more than just a head unit today because I want to see more of this kit. I have two heads, like separate heads. Okay. I'm gonna cut out both of them. I've been looking recently for cutting mats that are like two AA's combined, and I found a couple online, not many, and they were like $150, like not a reasonable price. I need to find them maybe at a like local store or something. So ideally I would like to have just one cutting mat that I can fix to the desk and not have this ridge in the middle. But for now, it's good enough. So that's all I really want here. Okay. Oh, okay, let's clean these parts up. Like you had mentioned, got hands, but seem to cut a bit deeper. So I had. Yes, they do, but it all depends on how you. So with the gut hands, you have a cut-in blade and a dull blade. They have different angles. So it's all about how you position it when you do the cut. In my case, the way I like to do it, and I've had them cut into parts. So usually when I would be parallel to the part, this is when I have the highest chance to cut into it. So what I've been doing lately, and it's just, you know, what I do. I don't claim that it's the right way or the best way or whatever. So I actually go perpendicular to the part's direction. Let's zoom in again. So on this part, for example, we have a gate. You I guess we're supposed to cut like this. So parallel to the part. I hope the camera is focusing on this. What I do is I cut it like this and make sure the nipper is flat, and I take a snip. There will be a little bit left. And then I take my trusty Alpha hobby knife and I level it very, very slightly. No pressure at all. Just whatever it grabs, it grabs. And that's it. I'm not gonna touch this anymore. Maybe with a sand stick or a razor, gun primer razor, but not with any blade. And that's it, really. Really, your hobby knife is your finisher. Like 90% of the time, you finish your cuts with a hobby knife, and you do, at least I try to do very careful cuts with nippers, avoiding biting into. That's kind of the most important point for me. Because if it bites into it, it's very difficult for me to fix that without painting. And I don't paint. At least like not full cover painting. Like a tuning gun tab and GM. I'm not sure which one you mean there. Torpedo bit steep. Yeah, dude. $150 for a large cutting mat. It's to be made of gold for me to consider that. Or it needs to have a superb design. Like something that looks extremely cool and quality. And that fella was neither. I think panel lining is going to go hard on this fella. Should look much better once we get a little bit more part separation out of it. That steady black is going to be used for sure. Do any of you guys plan on watching The Mandalorian and Grogu at the cinemas? No spoilers, just curious if you're planning on watching it. Or maybe you have already. I watched it yesterday. It was pretty good. It was like a cinema movie, pretty entertaining, lots of action. Some decent humor too. So if you're on the verge, let's say it's a worthy watch. It's nothing super duper special like Andor, and I really liked Andor and the Rogue One movie, but I didn't like Mandalorian TV show anything after the first season. The movie was alright. regret going there. Checking it out. Maybe a bit too long, but that's almost the case with all new movies. It's like they're getting lazy with pacing and writing. Almost every time when you finish watching one, like a new movie at the cinema, you're like, okay, that could have been 20 minutes shorter, and it would have made it more enjoyable. Just drawing it out. But there is a lot of action on this one, a lot. So if you want some Star Wars action, you will not be disappointed. If you want some good writing, then perhaps not. Perhaps not. Would I watch it a second time? No. Definitely not. I've rewatched Mandalorian Season 1 a number of times. I think it's a good story, it's very well paced, it's very well told, the music is phenomenal. The movie actually reuses the music from there. There are some like variations from the TV show, but it's the same main theme. I have rewatched Rogue One a number of times. I just think it's a really, really good movie. It shows you the underbelly of the wider galactic event. In Andor is very, you know, guerrilla. How did it all begin? Small resistance, growing, oppressive world. Very dark, very thematic. But pretty well written. Let's clean these fellas up. I've only watched Rogue One out of the new Star Wars material. I find myself rewatching the prequels, ironically. Prequels, those are the ones from the early 2000s, right? With a really annoying fella. Misa, no, watch it. I don't mind those. I watched those when I was growing up, and to me they resonate with me a lot because, you know, when I was a kid I watched them, and they have a special place in my head. Sepulpa, the race, all of that kind of stays in my head. The funny drones talking to each other. I don't really see them in a negative way. Obviously, the original trilogy is much better written, but there is something in terms of experience in that trilogy, I guess, when you are growing up or when it comes out, it leaves a bigger impression in your mind. It's just hard to appreciate it as much when you watch it, you know, 20 or 30 years later, and it clearly doesn't look as good. I mean, you still appreciate the insane, you know, cinematography, the insane artistry that went into, you know, making it look real and feel real, but it doesn't look as real as the newer ones. As long as the story is not... The problem with like the latest trilogy, they're the sequels or whatever they're called, they're just so stupid that it's almost impossible to watch. I only watched the first one. I was like, okay, well, I think I'm not that big of a Star Wars fan to watch the others. But then when Rogue One came out, I was like, okay, so you actually can do good Star Wars movies. Please do more. And I'm a huge Warhammer fan, like Warhammer lore fan. I love Warhammer. I read it all the time. I don't play tabletop really, but I watch Play on Tabletop YouTube channel sometimes when I cannot fall asleep. And I have read some rule books and stuff like that because they sometimes contain lore of Warhammer. So Rogue One is like Warhammery ish. Everybody's expendable, you know, kind of stuff. It's nowhere near as dark as Warhammer. But that's why I also like Andor, because Andor is more grim, it's more dark. It's almost like grim dark. I'm joking, of course. But yeah. And Star Wars is like nowhere near as big as the Warhammer universe. I mean, if only the Games Workshop invested properly or cared, they could make so much cool animation or even TV adaptation of Warhammer stuff. There's unlimited potential there. And it's super gory, super edgy, which I would imagine is something that would sell these days. I mean, The Boys TV show is all about edgy. They did pretty well. Just wrapped up, actually. I did not watch the Book of Boba Fett. So when I tried watching the second season of The Mandalorian, and it disappointed me severely. And that's when they started like, oh, there is also more. The Book of Boba Fett, Ahsoka, and I was like, okay, I'm not watching any of that shit, because clearly it looked like MCU #2. Like, here is a random token superhero movie. Watch it now. But hey, my opinions are also like just my opinions, you know. I'm also the guy that builds Gundams, and I haven't watched pretty much any but the original Gundam anime. And even the new ones that are coming out. I keep wanting to, but I just don't. Then I have a little suggestion list from all of you guys of what I need to watch next. IBO. I believe I've watched IBO, but I think I only watched the first season. I'm somewhat familiar with Decadent. Last time I had time to rewatch some anime or just watch anime, I ended up rewatching Hellsing. I just love Hellsing. Or JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Or Bucky. Although Bucky has some bad stuff associated with him. I didn't think much of the prequels when I first watched them, but something about the time it was made. Yeah, for sure, man. And I have friends that, you know, they watched the original trilogy as it was coming out, and it affected them deeply. Seeing that as a massive cultural phenomenon and all the craziness after it, I'm almost a little bit jealous. Because, you know, there's no way to replicate that. I have that relationship with the prequels, because when they were coming out, I was perfect age to understand what they're all about and geek out about this and enjoy them and just want more. The same with the Terminator Judgment Day. I remember watching that as a kid, and I was absolutely floored by it. So whenever I rewatch it these days, I cannot be objective. It's one of the best movies of all time. It's the best CGI ever. That's it. I don't care. The only recent movie I liked like so much that I watched it twice in cinemas was Project Hail Mary. I actually watched it back to back 2 weeks in a row in IMAX. It's just such a great movie. It makes you feel so good. And on the second watch, I thought I would be bored, but I actually noticed things I did not notice on my first watch. So I did not regret going and watching it twice. I have a buddy who is a huge fan of Mandalorian and Grogu, so he watched the Book of Boba Fett and all that stuff. He likes all of them. Bet he's gonna watch this movie more than once in cinema. Excuse the vacuum noise. Let's assemble the head. Hey Gundam Nut, nice to see you. Going well, what about yourself? Oh, very Cavill now. I hope he makes the move. Yeah, I mean, the Amazon episode of the secret level was phenomenal. It just shows you the potential of Warhammer. And if I understand correctly, that secret level was done in collaboration with the gentleman that did Astartes animation on YouTube. Like, the recipe is simple. Find people like that, give them money, give them time, and let them cook. They will cook. Because they like your IP. They've cooked like crazy on their own time and money. Just give them support and don't touch them for a while. I don't follow Games Workshop Plus though, so I'm not sure if they're making more stuff like that. Or whatever they call it, Warhammer Plus or Games Workshop Plus. They have their own subscription service, just like everybody else. Oh, a lost runner. Nearly escaped me. Abio, it's good, it's just there's not much action compared to other Gundam shows, but it's sort of enjoyable. So what Gundam show would you recommend I check out? I'd like to add it to the list of my to watch. And also please let me know if it has English dubs. Because the only reasonable way I can watch it is, you know, when I build stuff. So I need to be able to understand what they are saying without reading subtitles. Doing good, man. Thank you. Working on kit too. Nice. What kit are you working on, my amigo? I remember you're working on Moroccan front, but I think that was a couple of weeks ago. Just got new cooking. What's supposed to be inside there? Let me check with the Google Translate because I don't know what it says there. LED lighting unit. You need to provide them yourself. Interesting. I haven't seen that before. So they created a space for an LED lighting unit, but it's like, do it yourself. Okay. No need to tell me twice. Let's see though. Don't need to tempt me with a good time. Adding LEDs is my shtick. But what I'm not sure about is whether your LEDs actually gonna shine through this, because you've painted the parts. So why the hell would I? There is nothing for LED to shine through here. Holy shit! Thanks, dude! I think that's my first donation. Holy crap, man. Thanks so much. RG70 with solar wings. Sorry, I'm a bit flabbergasted now. Dude, thank you so much. I appreciate it. You're freaking awesome. The real great 78-II. I don't know which one is the solar wings. I know that the side F, well, FF. We were actually discussing it earlier on a stream. Because we are waiting for, well, I'm waiting as well for, what's his name? I'm waiting for Farmer Creations. The original one is on its way. I chose Sea Freight because I kind of wasn't really going fast enough to do it originally. But the side F, New Gundam, I'll definitely try to build on time. I do have regular, real great Bandai FF with a beam rifle, like the huge ass rifle, but I'm not sure about solar wings. Let me Google that. I'm curious. RG78 FF solar wings. Oh. Is that this? That looks pretty dope. I don't think I've even come across this figure before, or model kit. Oh, so they customized it a bunch. Oh, good work. So they repainted some of the parts. Okay, that's fine. A lot of panel line. I wonder if they scribed it. Some pretty heavy panel line, especially on the back. But the kit looks phenomenal. Is that the one you're building? I want to have it. I need to find where to buy it. Looks really cool. Haven't been any good Gundam shows recently. GQX started off really good, especially with episode of Light Gundam, but it got really weird midway and finished the series. Okay. Alternative colors. I forgot you should really watch Gundam Thunderbolt 1 and 2 and the Hathaway movies. Okay, let me take a screenshot of that. I haven't watched Hathaway or Thunderbolt. I really like Sentinel designs. Is there like Gundam Sentinel anime or is it only manga that it exists as? Sentinel, like, I mean, their mech designs look dope. So if I want to pipe LEDs, then I need not to use the pre-painted eye parts, because they don't give you alternatives. There's no way that paint is going to pipe any light. Bit weird. I don't get it. It's like you can have LEDs, LED unit, but if you have to buy it separately, and the parts we include don't pipe LED light, so technically I can just remove that, place a yellow, warm yellow LED, or maybe even red LED behind the eyes and see if it looks okay-ish. Yeah, let's give it a try. Where's my part separator? So that would be this and this. Going on. Oh, no, this one. Okay, so if I don't have that part, we can actually place the LED right in the eye slot. Let's do a test. Live stream on my channel without some LED work. It's almost becoming a tradition at this stage. I mean, doing LED work. I just cannot help myself, really. I also tried reorganizing my LED toolkit, so I don't remember where everything is. It's like everything is everywhere. What I need is not here. That's for sure. Let's check the other container. Okay, that would be blue. Nope. Green. Nope. Red. Maybe. I also got a bunch of new LED types. These are like LED strips that you can run into parts, and they look phenomenal. Like, I'm definitely gonna do some customizations on future kits with these things. So a video online of a gentleman doing that mod with them, and looked really, really, really good. That gentleman did mod for sabers, lightsabers. It's super easy mod. I don't care about lightsabers as much. But I do care about model kits, and they can have neon plasma edges on their weapons. That's red, and that's red. I'm gonna use this red. I'm gonna show you what this looks like. Looks really dope. Not yet, just manga. Okay. They have to fix that. Gundam Sentinel has some of the coolest designs in Gundam. They must make movies about it. Or TV shows or whatever. Big badass Gundams. They're really popular in the community. I mean, EXS, Fuzz, I believe is from there, unless it's from somewhere else. I'm not sure. Well, the Dendrobium, I think, is there. Yeah. Just every time I looked for something, and it was from Sentinel, and it looked really cool. That's all I know. I also finally realized that buying test leads with crocodile crabs is a much better idea than trying to connect the wires and twist them together every time I want to test something. Only took me 2 years to figure out. But hey, better late than never. This. Okay, well, that goes to show how much I know about Gundam lore. I better stop before I embarrass myself even more. But you know what I mean. Sentinel has insane designs. Oh, wrong polarity, hold on. Look at this thing. And these things, they have their own diffusion layer inside already. And they are super duper even, and you can cut them like in steps, and it will not kill the rest of the strip. And if you kind of attach them and face them away from your display area, they look really good. So what I'm thinking of doing is that on my like future builds, if I want to have like even light backlight on a part, or maybe do like an edge of an axe or a sword that is like plasma, these things can be perfect for it. And they cost nothing. I mean, this was like 30 cents on AliExpress. So I bought a bunch of them for testing. The only trick with them is obviously you need to solder wires to power them, and they can only be powered by 3 volts. So if you power them directly off of USB, it's going to be a problem. This test lead, I have a resistor right there. It's hidden. So this actually outputs only 2.7 volts or something like that. But it's very easy fix. You can buy resistors. I put it on my... If you check my video for LED mod for Wolf Technology model kit, I actually explain how I wire these things and how they work. And the kit itself, Wolf Technology, is actually, because I finished filming it, it's not yet on the shelf. The final result is actually not too bad. So this one has LEDs wired into the arms, into the eyes, the backpack, and the back waist. So when the video drops, hopefully tomorrow, because everything is recorded and halfway edited, you will see, and you can already check the LED video, but in the review video it shows hopefully well how cool the kit looks itself with these LEDs all over the place. Let me connect it. And look at this. It's subtle. It doesn't jump in your eyes, but once you inspect the kit, you see these things lit up. The backpack lights up. These effect parts on the sides of the forearms, they are lit up. The eyes are obviously lit up. The eyes are not the best with this kit because the eye parts themselves, they are blue, green, while the effect parts are red, so it's a bit of a mismatch there. But still, on a video, it looks like green eyes that have red flames coming out of them. And these LED mods are pretty straightforward to do, and they're pretty long living as well. I've been doing this type of modification on my kits for 2 years, and I haven't had a single LED burnout yet. And they work for at least 6 hours a day, all of my LEDs. So, I mean, take it for what it is. Okay, let's go back to building new stuff. I have a warm white LED, I have a red LED. We're gonna test a couple of them. See which looks better. Technically, there is enough space inside the head to place even this larger 3mm LED. Well, this looks... It's gonna need some diffusion. I don't like how it's really bright. Maybe that's good, actually. This gives me halo vibes. This is a good option. Let's save it. Let's try red. Imagine if you could tunnel. So technically, yeah, you can. You can do that with the Wolf technology. You can remove the. So let's do another quick deep dive. If you really want to do it justice, I have recently acquired a bunch of LEDs from Evans Designs for future testing, so I cannot yet attest to their quality or stuff like that. But what they do have is these fellas. They have really, really, really small LEDs. Like, these are extremely tiny LEDs. So what you can do, if you have access to LEDs like these, you can actually take out the transparent parts and you can wire them all the way to where an eye would be usually, and maybe place a little bit of plastic in front of them for some diffusion, because otherwise just straight up LED doesn't look very good. Even though on Wolf technology, on Wolf technology, that the flames parts would actually be the diffusion layer. So I did not get these until I was done with Wolf technology, so was too late when these arrived. But in my future builds, I'll definitely be experimenting with the things that Evan Designs provides. They have a lot of different LED options. I try to buy one of everything, so we'll see. To be tested. They're pretty pricey though. So far I haven't recommended them, and I won't until I do a thorough test. So far I've been using everything you can easily get off of AliExpress, and it's fairly cheap as well on AliExpress. Okay, well, this one is not even visible. This red light might be actually... Well, it's a little visible, but I don't think it looks good. I think we're gonna go with warm white. Well, the Evan Designs ones are pretty expensive. They're, at least for me, because I'm in Canada, so it's shipping, original price of the LED, plus shipping, plus import fees. It adds up quick. On AliExpress, it's whatever. Very cheap, and I link to everything I use from AliExpress. But I can tell you that some of these LEDs that I bought, they go for $2 Canadian each. Like one LED is $2, $2.25 before taxes and shipping. That is not, at least for me, that's not cheap. I mean, it seems like a professional grade LED at that point. So I guess they should be worth it. But these are the ones, this is the type of LEDs that I used in my Wolf technology build. They are 0603 size, they are a bit larger. They are not as fancy. But this entire pack of like 20 of them cost me $10 on Amazon. It would have been even cheaper on AliExpress. I just didn't know they were on AliExpress when I first bought them. So, you know. Okay, let's clean this up a smidge. I'm definitely sticking with a warm yellow. I'm gonna have to disassemble the head unit to run the wire. Or I might actually do that off stream later. Might as well now assemble the kit, right? There's definitely enough space to house the LED itself with its own resistor. And I'll probably cut off this thick wire and run my own wire. And it seems like we can cut some slots at the back of the head to accommodate the wires coming out at the back. take these wires away. We don't need them for now. Okay, that's a very specific questions. Do you happen to know the diameter of the metal piping for the pistons of the torso for the Wolf 160 Rex? I'm going to attempt to extend those pistons without. They are not metal, they are plastic on the 160 scale, that's for sure, so keep that in mind. I broke one of them when I was trying to pose mine, and I can tell you exactly what the diameter is, because it's nearby. So you want do you want the front of the waist or the back of the waist? So if it's the front of the waist, then the pistons are 2.5 millimeters. Exactly, 2.5 millimeters exactly. So I just checked. So it's 1, 2, yeah, it's between 2 and 3, so it's 2.5 millimeters thick. Both if I can. Okay, let's check the back. But I imagine it will be the same. Unfortunately, I cannot access the back because the backpack blocks it, and I have it wired into my shelf, so I cannot even see the back LED, the back piston. Yeah, my apologies, dude. They seem to be, from what I can see, they seem to be the same thickness. Let me check with the leg piston. Is it the same thickness? Yeah, the other pistons around the kit are the same thickness, 2.5 millimeters on the arms and on the legs. So I would imagine those should be the same. I think they only differ in length and terminations. Some of them have like different knobs at the end. Yeah, of course, man, not a problem. Happy to help. With the 160, what was it called, the name of the kit? I called it King Barbatus, so I'm just gonna refer to it as King Barbatus. But with the King Barbatus, the issue I had was when you crunch the obs to crunch the torso forwards, it actually pops the back pistons, which is really annoying. Like the piston is not long enough for a proper ab crunch. So it popped a couple times. Oh no, wrong part. This. Oh, that's a mistake. I should have put that sooner. Yes. I'm
trying to cleanly extend those pistons. That kit can do some really good poses if you mod some parts right.
Yes, I agree. It's surprisingly posable. The 160. It's actually more posable than the 1/100 scale Wolf deck. And it's more posable than the PGU-New Gundam as well. Posability is one of the like... Well, PGU-New Gundam can pose, it just cannot hold those poses. No, I'm gonna have to disassemble this head anyway when I'm gonna be doing the LED mods. I might as well just assume... Let's imagine I did that part correctly. Let's just close our eyes and pretend I did not mess up there. But this should be covered with this. Like this-ish. Except that I forgot to put that part in place. And now it's being blocked? Or not? I'm a bit confused. Yeah, we have to take these fellas aside. Then we'll be able to slide in under there. Okay, well. So this is one faceplate, then there is another faceplate that would be... It would be this. Which actually might be... Might look pretty cool. What's that? Where is platform D2 part? I didn't forget to cut it out. I did. Yeah, I mean the inner frame on the 160 scale Barbatus is so good that it poses pretty easily, and the fact that its mace has metal shaft is so much more useful than the plastic shaft in Wolf technology. I was really disappointed. I think I even showcased it in my review in one of the poses. How floppy that shaft is, and floppy shafts is not a good thing to have. I heard there are pills for that. But yeah, this looks like Transformer. This is giving me Transformer vibes. This is giving me Halo vibes. I think I prefer this one though. It's a bit more generic. But I like these alternating faceplates. They did this thing with oh, maybe you can run the wires from out here actually, at the front. We'll see. They did with Morley King, they did alternating faceplates, and that was a really good choice on their part. A lot of spares on the head unit. You can pretty much assemble 2 head units. Can you? Should I? Hold on a second. Can I assemble a fully separate head unit? don't think we get a second one of these. But we don't need to. But we should have another one of B111. So it's B110 and B111. Oh. So, covering that. There should be another one of these. And of course there is. Okay, so these are not just alternating faceplates. They just simply straight up give you two head assemblies. They decided to not mess around. Okay, that works as well. Although replaceable faceplates is a bit easier to work with. I mean, you can just do a bunch of them. I'll take replaceable heads. Whatever. Pretty tight fit. Pretty cool. I was thinking to glue magnets or aluminum piping. Aluminum piping might be actually the way to go there. On the Wolf technology, you can use brass, aluminum. The stainless steel might actually be better because they need to slide. This is what Wolf Technology did with theirs. Out of the box, their joints are actually pre-assembled, and these pistons are metal. So all the pistons in Wolf Technology are metal, which makes them considerably more functional, actually, and way less flimsy. So all of them work nice, they slide well. Like at the back of the ankle, you can see. Obviously, none of them are weight-bearing, stuff like that. And also the spikes on the Wolf Technology, the spikes on the heels and the forearm attachments, they are also metal. Actually, a pretty sharp metal too. So metal is definitely more functional, for sure. And also specifically on the 1/60 scale barbs, that plastic that they used for pistons, I don't know whether it's the plastic itself or because of the coating, it is extremely flimsy at those pistons. And it doesn't take much to snap them. They snap very, very easily. First out of excitement, the Wolf Tech looked the best one has in the backlog. I'm halfway finished painting. Damn, you have like a bunch of builds going on at the same time, dude. I was definitely, well, I was and still, well, I guess not am because I finished building it, but 1/60 scale barbs is an amazing kit. It's a bit of a involved kit, like it needs you to give it some love to look good. But if you do, it's really nice. It looks awesome. The cape is unusual, even though the cape itself is a bit weird. Like, it's not super functional, really. The mace is a huge sales point there. And I guess your mileage may vary depending on whether your copy of it is actually good, of the kit, because based on what I saw and the way it came packed, it's a bit of a underground operation, something. That's the vibe I got from it. Bunch of smaller boxes, discombobulated kit thrown in. and I had a lot of small like printing issues in my kit, in my copy of the kit. So I can only imagine mileage may vary from copy to copy. As long as your copy doesn't have too many issues, or as long as you have the skills to deal with them, the final result is a very, very, very good looking kit. And a hell of a presence. J, where is runner J? Metallic blue. Can be one of the small fellas. Of course. It is. And transparently a little bit this fella. And the metal inner joints. Let's put this back. You'll be using the cape? Yep, I'm using the cape as well. It is posed in the cape on my shelf. GJ1. And 9. Used to be one kit a year. Yeah, I know the feeling, man. Once you get sucked into the hobby, it's very hard to stop. First, you just get a taste of the plastic crack. Then you get a backlog of 2 kits. And then all of a sudden you have a backlog of freaking 100 kits. You're working on a couple, you're part of several communities, you do research, you look for deals, and you're only thinking about how to buy more because the backlog has to grow. And then you discover third party, and you're like, holy crap, they look so cool as well. They make designs I didn't even think of. And it only gets better. H4. It's a pretty good time to be in this hobby. So much choice, very high quality flowing through. And I guess if you're really up to it, you can always try mechanic core. I have never built a mechanic core kit myself, but I've heard a lot of horror stories in a way that you have to be ready to tackle one. It's not for the faint of heart. But if you can, it's going to be a hell of a display. G1, 4. Base distance, okay. E. Where do you want E parts? Not on this page. Okay, maybe next one. D7, D8. The infamous 800 kit backlog. It's back. I think it's been 800 kits for over a month now. Come on, Gundam Nut, you can do better. When is it gonna be 900? C1. Where do you want C1? C17. C114. Fill this with Mazol and bash plastic crack addict. Dude, join the club. I've tried. Crap. So I think I've gone through the exercise in the last couple of weeks at some point. I don't remember when exactly, but I did try to estimate with my current pace if I was to stop buying modular kits and I was just to try to build everything I have in a backlog. I believe my conclusion was 4 to 6 years, depending on how custom I go with certain kits. Which is like, okay, that's good, you know. Potentially, I could keep making content and making model building kits and stuff like that, and enjoying the hobby and, you know, interacting with the community for the next 4 years or 6 years or whatever. But when I looked at the acquisition rate, the number becomes infinite because I buy kits faster than I build them. And no matter how hard I've tried so far, clearly not hard enough to rein in that habit, it is nowhere near enough. It's still, I buy more, at least 3 times more than I build. At best, I can build a kit every 2 weeks. But it's not just building for me, it's also filming and reviewing it and editing all of that stuff. And I enjoy that as much as building itself. So, at best I do 12 kits a year. Maybe a little bit more. I'm at 55 builds so far after, how long I've been in the hobby? 3 years. We were 3 years in April. And first year, a year and a half, I was doing a lot of straight up builds because I was recovering. So when I started in this hobby, I was recovering from a surgery. So basically, it was my coping mechanism because I had to stay at home for like half a year, and I was, you know, just building non-stop because I couldn't do much else, and I kind of never stopped. But then as I started getting more into it, I started filming, I started, you know, panel lining, doing this, doing that. I used to do a lot of like arts, drawing and stuff like that. So panel lining and customizing, I sort of see it as scratching that itch, you know. I don't draw as much anymore because I get to express that through, you know, customization, through filming as well. Like filming is a very artsy process in my view because you get to play with the light, you get to in post edit, you get to, you know, modify that, create an aesthetic that you're kind of looking for. And if at some point, or when at some point I start painting, then, you know, it kind of really is what I've been doing anyway my entire life. So the further I go, the slower I build. And the more I buy. So at this stage, I even have like, for some, like for example, for first party kits, Bandai or Kotobukiya, I just have a hard rule. I don't buy them at all unless they are available at a single store that you know, I personally support. And I might even collaborate with that store in the future, as long as I can work out something that benefits you guys. I'll be sure to announce that on a channel when it's ready. So like partially I buy only from them because, you know, I don't mind supporting them. They're a good store, they've been nice to me. But also it helps me to not buy that much. So if they don't have it, then I don't need it. Although today I broke that rule at the expo. But I think that's excusable. Doesn't happen often. And when you see deals like that, you just have to, you know, you cannot afford not to buy. Let's get you up into the chats. Neil Zulpio with Mechanicore. Dude, all of 2027 to put together. Yeah, dude, if you are open to it, please consider posting on my Facebook community page. I would love to see your progress on that. I hope one day I can build a motornuclear kit as well. It's not gonna be anytime soon, but I surely hope to work my way to where I can build a motornuclear kit. So I would absolutely love to see your progress with it. I have I think even on top of the screen, it's on top of the stream. The link is there. It's a Facebook community page. Anybody can post as long as you follow the page. So very, very curious to see progress on that. And learn from it, I would imagine. I'm not familiar with that design. I'm gonna have to Google that. The one I've considered, like, that caught my eye was from Mechanicore, was their Perfect Xeon kit, whatever. I think they called it the Zerstörer. I don't remember exactly what they called it. Hold on. Mechanicore Xeon. Mechanicore. This one. Oh, Ziegler. Sorry, Ziegler. This one. So if I, at least from the ones they've released so far, if ever, this would be the one I would consider buying and trying to build. Although their EXS looks pretty dope as well. Let's go to the next page. Very heard this kid show it and it gave me guts vibes, so I had to order it. You mean this one? The JiHu? They're definitely, it has some like just Gus vibes for sure. It has grunt energy. Also somehow gives me Halo vibes, especially with this helmet. Looks like Spartan a little bit. C1, 12, 13. And 10, 11. You received about 12 kits this week, mostly bootlegs. All right, so you're working your way towards the 900 number. When is the big 4 though? When is the big 4? Come on, man. This looks like a solid number to hit. Imagine you can say you have 1,000 kits in your backlog. That's like a flex. It's like that meme versus the guy tells you not to worry about. N. I need N. And 4, 5. Okay, I think we have all the parts cut out. More of the backlog today after an impulse trip to the local hobby shop. Yep, that's what happened to me today. I was mentioning it earlier during the stream. I was actually invited to attend Anime North, which is Toronto's or Canada's, I guess, big hobby expo. Sort of like cosplay, a lot of artist value stuff, like Comic-Con, a lot of manga, also like battle bots somehow, and a lot of obviously model kits, especially mecha, Gunpla, third party, a lot of figures. So I was very fortunate this year to be invited as part of the media core, or whatever they call it. So I went there earlier today, spent a few hours with a buddy exploring. Lots of cool stuff there, and some stores had amazing deals for some kits, so I couldn't resist. I really couldn't. So I got these, fellas. It was actually a booth by the company that is the main distributor in Canada for other stores. So I got clear color Haropla. This is the black version. I also got this, which is Garadoga Axis Shock color. it's a pretty decent looking thing, especially for someone who doesn't paint. This thing looks pretty nice. And I've been looking for a while for a Psycho Doga as well, because it has really dope grayish design. And being a side F, it's very expensive in Canada unless you can find it, you know, at an event like this. So for example, this one only cost me 10 bucks Canadian before taxes. So that is killer price. If you were to find it at our retail stores, if you can even find it, it would be at best 20, 25, 30 bucks before taxes. Because we don't have premium Bandai. Well, premium, we don't have side F premium Bandai, we don't have Gundam base. So yeah, broke my own rule. And they also had a really nice booth with God Hand. And I bought these things there, which usually, like, it's really hard to find them in Canada at all. But these PLA plate nipper, when you do like custom work and you want to modify part, these things are amazing. They are technically double bladed, but the way they work is you can actually shave parts very evenly with these things, and they were just, I think, 60 bucks Canadian. And if you were to try to find them at our retail, it would be like 130 plus, if you can even find it. They also have that God Hand Magic or Fantastic Cutter middle version. But even at their sale prices, it was pretty expensive, so I decided not to. But yeah, broke my own rule. Bought some stuff. But I kind of justified it by, you know, they invited me as a media, I took a bunch of pictures. Probably I'll post them on my Instagram next week. Had a good experience. Might as well buy some kits. And tools. Although some stores that had their like booths there, I was expecting them to have slightly better prices. I saw, I'm not gonna name any names, not to shame anyone, anything like that. But basically one store had a kit that I've been after for a while, one of my Grail kits. And if you've attended live streams before, you know the kit I'm talking about. Like if you know, you know. So I'm, you know, I hope to buy that kit at some point if I can find it at a reasonable price, because it's a premium Bandai only kit. Whenever I find it for sale here, it is $1,000 plus easy. So what is considered a reasonable price-ish here for that kit is, let's say, between $1,000 to $1,100 before taxes. It's a lot of money, but it's a special type of kit. If you don't mind buying through eBay from Japan or through some other sellers, you can probably snag it at $800. If you're lucky, maybe $700. So today, when we were browsing the convention, one store had that kit on the top shelf, of course. I knew I wouldn't be buying it anyway, because you know it's a special kind of purchase. Wouldn't buy it on a whim. But I was curious how much they had it for there. You guys want to guess? If the floor price is 700, average price is 1,000, what do you think they had it listed for as at the convention? You'd imagine it should be a lower price, right? Because it's... everybody else was trying to sell there, like, a lot of stuff for less than... Some stores were even offering, like, tax-free sales if you do it for cash. Which, like, you know, whatever. You do you. Yeah, as long as CRA doesn't ask you any questions. I don't really care. And CRA is like our IRS. So, how much do you think they had that very special kit listed for? See, one guess, 1500. Anybody else? Any other guesses? Let's give it a minute. Let the Grand Spartan neck look a lot same, and that's why I'm really happy that Motornuclear did this type of design. I know that folks that like Motornuclear, they like it because of their I would imagine Chinese their own anime style, right? They have their own lore, their own original IP, so I would imagine most of those who already follow Motornuclear probably would not like this design, but as someone who likes cool mecha designs, like straight up mecha designs, I'm not as big of a fan of Motor King or Lubu. I built them, because Gundam were very kind to give me reassembled photos, and I just wanted to see what Motornuclear was all about. But I'm not, you know, gonna go out of my way to secure those kits. It's just not my shtick, to each their own. So I'm not sure if Motornuclear is gonna do many more mech grunt suits, but if they do, I'll definitely be considering them. But first we need to build this and see if it's good. It needs to be good value, good building experience. So far the plastic on this one is really decent. Although they almost on purpose, because I know Motornuclear can do really good plastic finishes. Especially with Lubu, they show that they are masters of premium plastic. Not PS, still ABS, but this kit has this green plastic, looks like almost on purpose. It looks not very good. Like they want it to look like grunt suit, not premium. Because the underlaying plastic, this black one, this has texture. This is not just poop black plastic that looks like crap out of the box. This has some texture on it. Not like it has like a coat of paint on it, but it is textured just a little bit, so it looks nice. And obviously under armor, these metallic plastics are covered, so they are plated. So they do this on purpose. It's a design decision on their part, clearly. So we'll see what the finished product is like. Let's see. You picked up MG Freedom 2.0. Have that. MGSD Destiny have that. Freedom today. Okay, dude. MGSDs are rocking. MGSDs are really popular, man. I have built MGSD Freedom. It's one of my earlier builds on the channel. If you can find, I believe Gundam carries it if you're interested. DDB expansion set with the wings for MGSD Freedom. She looks phenomenal if you add the wings to her. Really good kit. I have not built MGSD 2.0, but I have built MGEX Freedom earlier, last year, with the Cosmos expansion set. That was a pretty cool build. A bit of a posing diva, not very easy to pose that kit because it's super duper top heavy and the inner frame is weak. But looks nice, especially with the AVDs. Okay, 1503K. So you guessed it, it was exactly 1500 bucks before taxes. Which in my opinion is insane. I mean, you can go online right now in Canada and find that kit in stock in some stores. Not few, I think a couple have. And it's $1,000. To bring it over to an expo at that crazy price, you just have to like assume people are gonna snag it just because they never seen it before. I don't know. Not the kind of practice I can stand behind, really. But yeah, 1500.
Nuts. Simple. I see it, like how it looks. Think I want to build it. I buy it.
Same. Exactly the same, my friend. That's how my backlog is. Not 800 kits, but my backlog is approaching 200 kits. I believe. I don't know. It's been a while since I took a count. I need to open my Excel spreadsheet where I track all of them. I'm getting a little bit spoiled these days because when or if I want a kit, I might reach out to condemn it, or I might reach out to manufacturer and obtain it that way. But still, the kits keep coming in. For whatever means necessary. Give it a mass production suit. Those two were the only MGSD kits I didn't have. Cool. I've only built MGSD Barbados and MGSD Freedom. I have a MGSD Wing and Aerial in my backlog. I have no idea when I'm going to get around to building them, but eventually I will. I will definitely build MGSD Kshatriya when that beautiful thing arrives, because I want to have a mini partner for my Osiris. Osiris is a phenomenal kit. I really enjoyed the build. Looks freaking amazing on the shelf. And if it can have a little Kshatriya next to it, I think that would complete a little display arrangement for me. Another buddy of mine is working on the wing, MGSD wing. That thing looks pretty beautiful. I think I saw a custom build of it earlier today at the expo. They had to paint it all nice like. Panda is definitely cooking with the MGSD line. They pump them out so quick, and they are engineered so well. I wonder if they will start doing revisions of master grades with the technology that they use in MGSDs. Because a lot of their, one of you, I believe it was Taco, or maybe it was someone else, you guys showed that they have like a forearm joint on one of the newer, maybe it was even Destiny MGSD. It's like, so obviously they had a joint there, and this part also moves, but they also have the joint there, so it can kind of bend here, which is, you know, not something you can do as a human being, but it's not the kind of joint I've seen before. It's cool, because if you have like a saber that you want to pose, that adds quite a bit of range. Father, son, exactly. Don't talk to me or my son ever again, kind of thing. I'll do it later. So in this summer, I'll be building Master Grade EXS Gundam. It's like a 100% thing. And I also have MGSD EXS. So that will be done in one shot, in one video. And that's exactly the thing that I'm going for there. You built in PGXA with Cosmos LEDs. Dude, that thing is phenomenal. We were talking about it earlier. today on a stream, and yeah, man, for sure, PG-EXIA is a phenomenal build, and the Cosmos LEDs for it are chef's kiss, because the original LED set from Bandai is just, I mean, there is no other way to put it other than shit. It's expensive, it's battery powered, it's nothing good, really. There's not much I can say that's good about it, if anything. But the Cosmos LED set is just phenomenal. You can customize, I think it's one of the newer Cosmos LED sets that comes with a bigger remote control and a newer mobile app. I don't really care about mobile apps, I never use them. But the remote allows you to split the LEDs into 4 groups. And you can control the effect parts and the colors per group. And then it saves that. So let's say if you set it up all custom like, and then you turn off the power, and the kit will obviously turn off. When you turn the power back on, it will preserve your custom setting without you having to press some save button or whatever, which is really, really, really convenient. The only thing I believe I warned about in my PG-EXIA with the Cosmos build video was the posing. Even though the kit is designed sort of to accept LEDs and the Cosmos LEDs are fairly high quality, I actually ripped a couple of wires when I was trying to pose my EXIA, having assembled it and wired the LEDs. I believe I ripped the wires in the bicep, so I had to, you know, fix that, solder that back in. And if you happen to acquire repair EXIA version or expansion set like repair or something EXIA, Cosmos LED set comes with an alternate head unit LED that gives you the red eye light for the repair side. But she looks dope. Like when I've built mine, I chose to top coat. It's blue plastic. Color plastic. I left white. No, I think I top coated all of it. Yeah, I top coated all of it, like individual parts, and I had G rework decals for it, I believe. But yeah, she looks phenomenal. Very, very cool, very mean lady. Have a little display corner where she stands next to my RX-72 PGU Gundam. Even though that one actually uses half transparent armor and has metal etchings in it, like that one is really like a lot of invested into it. EXIA easily rivals that. Especially with her gigantic sword configuration. Been really enjoying SNAA. Yep, same. SNAA are really good, man. I heard that their prices are going up a little bit, which is not good, I would say, because they kind of struck a really nice niche of affordability and unique design and good plastic quality. I haven't done many SNAA kits, but I've done a few. I've done their 1100 Firelord, which was pretty good experience. I've done their original Firelord. I know that they have a newer version of Firelord that has a color scheme that's a bit more palatable. But the building experience on that one was good. I liked the massive spike and the plasma cape. They make really good effect parts, SNAA. They're like proper transparent, not murky. Good stuff. Then I've done one of their smaller kits, Giant Axe. Also good experience. Like something between a high grade and real grade. Not really real grade rival, because it doesn't have as elaborate inner frame as real grades do, like the modern ones. But it was really well priced. And I actually saw it a bunch today at an expo as well. Quite a few stores actually had SNAA, and they were pretty well priced. They had Achilles, I think. It was 30 Canadian, which is not bad. Maybe still a little bit too expensive, maybe. Probably can get it cheaper through Gundam or, you know, through whatever, like AliExpress, probably. But yeah, SNAA also pumps out a lot of designs, and quite a lot of them got a lot of praise from the community in general, especially the sickle. I believe I remember when that came out, it kind of blew up. Lots of people were building it, reviewing it. I bought it. I haven't built it yet. I have a lot of SNAA keys I haven't built. So once again, going back to the previous conversation of gear acquisition syndrome. I need to get... Oh, nice. Yes, for sure. MGSD Kshatriya is a... I didn't think twice about pre-ordering it, to be honest with you. As soon as it went up on Gundam Extra, I immediately placed the pre-order. And also they... and I had real grade Ingram. Got that as well, because I like that design. And I don't want to build those older Ingram designs. Might as well build it in real grade. Hopefully they do justice, not like newer take, but old inner frame style real grade. We'll see. The Destiny and Freedom kit with cool effects using the people ghost hologram effect. It looked amazing. If you can post it on my community page, I think you can repost it or share it into that. I would love to check it out. But I have not seen that video you're talking about. Sky Defender built it, but now I want to get the Cosmos to the video of the kit too. Oh, thanks for checking it out. Yeah, Sky Defender is probably... We were discussing it actually earlier on stream, and for many people who have built it, it's like top 3 and stuff like that, myself included. It's a phenomenal kit. I've made several videos on Sky Defender, at least 2. Maybe several is not the right word. But the original Sky Defender video actually was kind of one of the reasons I decided to take YouTube more seriously. Because I built it and filmed it on my phone. And I was like, okay, I want to try to actually make a review video, like actually like put a little bit of effort into it. And it got some traction. I was like, okay, maybe I can actually do this. So since then I've been, you know, learning how to do better videos and stuff like that. Sort of started my journey into YouTube, even though I started the channel before that. But it was like a pivotal moment for me there. But the kit itself is phenomenal. And while I cannot say it's the best kit in my view, there's just so many good ones at the top that I honestly cannot pick one. He's really like, though, in contention always for the first place, Sky Defender. What is not even up for debate, in my opinion, is the guide. So the Sky Defender's manual that it comes with is just the best. It should be the benchmark, and everybody, Bandai included, should strive to that level. Yes, it's a lot more work, but in Era is getting there as well. When I was building Fenrir recently on the channel, really good guide, not as good as Sky Defender, but close, getting close. I remember, what was the name of it? PGU New Gundam was pretty good guide, but I was expecting it to be better in terms of experience and presentation. It was, well, like there's a reason why I called my PGU New build a stingy greatness, because I just I had a feeling throughout that build that Bandai decided to cheap out somewhat on their what was supposed to be a monumental kit. The price for it is monumental, but the action base, the flimsy inner frame, kinda did not do its favor. So, need a sip of water. Hold on. Back. Divine and World. I sent out away Percival. I think I saw that. I might even have that in my backlog. I definitely have not built it. But yeah, like whatever Ain't Industries or UGL Land, under whatever brand, the next kit they release, dude, I'm gonna make my absolute best to get that early, to build that, and enjoy the hell out of it, and film the hell out of it. They've been quiet ever since they released Sky Defender, so hopefully they are cooking. Have something brewing up. They have to be. They still got to be making a ton of money from Sky Defender because they still sell out. Sell out. They still sell. They sell at a higher price than before, which I'm not sure if it benefits them, but they definitely keep printing it. Sent your link on Messenger. Thank you. I'll check it after the stream. The manual is insanely good for sure, man. I think in Era Nemesis also had a pretty good one, and in Era Nemesis not only had a manual, it also had a separate booklet with a bunch of lore and design stuff. It's like, it's good. It adds to the experience and to the value, right? The Nemesis is not a very expensive kit, but it's a very premium experience when you build it. You get a little fold out runner stand, which is a nice little touch. You have a large box with several kind of sub boxes inside. You have a booklet, you have a manual. Good luck. It all matters. Like at the end of the day, it all contributes to the experience. Little hack if you guys never done that. If you don't paint and you have stress marks on your plastic, that's going to be visible. You grab a plastic spudger. It's a very noob hack, but nonetheless, you just grab a plastic spudger and you rub it against the part a few times, and it stresses the plastic and warms it up, and then the stress mark is no longer visible. Because those like white stress marks on color plastic, they can be a bit annoying. But if you rub over them with a plastic spudger, they're no longer white. Nemesis had a really good guy. Yep. Oh, you see, you mentioned that exactly as I was talking about. I didn't even see a message before. Yes, it's really good presentation for sure. If I remember correctly, Nemesis was like a 10-year build, release for the company. Because in Era Infinite Dimension, it's gonna, as far as I understand, it's the same company or something like that. So they did that lore book as much for, you know, themselves as for the kit. So it's like an anniversary type of release for them. But still, like, Fenrir isn't, and was very good experience. Pretty small box though, but still a very well styled box. Very nice fold out, cardboard fold out with like hologram print on it. And the design on Fenrir is so good, and the posing on that kit is... Oh, Fenrir was a really nice experience earlier this year. I mean, all in-era kits have been nice experience. It's just a joy every time they release something new. It's a joy to build it, it's a joy to pose it, and it's then an eye candy on a shelf, almost always. I was referencing in my Wolf Technology LED video the Aurora. That's also in era, but older in era. Also a fantastic build. Not as good as the modern in era. They've definitely improved since. But still, if you build her, she's gorgeous, that kid. I only haven't done in era Genesis, I believe, and a friend of mine gave it to me as a gift, that kit. So I need to get around to build that, because it's supposed to be like Nemesis and Genesis. They are like opponents. Ling Yao also has a couple of pages in the manual about design and lore, reminding me of Nemesis. Oh, nice! Seems like they did a hell of a job with Ling Yao, dude. I've seen today in person actually the Hemoxion, a couple of Hemoxion kits in person. I believe they had Bucky and the Lone Wolf. They looked really good. Really made me want to build them sooner rather than later, because I have all of the Hemoxion kits along with their, you know, pre-release or limited edition expansions, like capes and stuff like that. But I was surprised when I first saw it earlier today during the expo. I thought that the builds they were showing were actually painted, but upon closer inspection, no, they were just straight up builds, and they looked really good, like really good plastic quality. And nice designs, obviously. Alright, let's assemble the torso. Okay, I don't think I will need my glasses, because we've done all the cleanup, and my ears are tired from the glasses. So let's see if I can do this without glasses. Am I supposed to disconnect that? Perhaps not. Tenth anniversary kit, yeah. As is the JiHu-II. JiHu-II, I don't remember what kit is that. Something from motornuclear by the sound of it. But yeah, dude, if you, like, as soon as you get a chance to build Fenrir, you will not be disappointed. I was geeking out when I was building that. It's one of those kits that after each part you build, inner frame, like a limb, all of it looks so cool that you just want to enjoy it a little bit even. Inera has that ability to make really good kits. And they're clearly inspired by, like, oh, you know exactly what design they sort of were inspired by, but they still do it like in their own way, unique take. So Fenrir is really good, man, really good. I believe when I was building it, was not, maybe it was even the first kit that I built on a live stream. Like, well, several live streams, but it was the kit that I started live streaming with. Excuse me for the burp. But we were actually on the live stream, we were discussing how much Fenrir costs. And it was right after my JiHu-II build. So we were comparing the prices. Like, what if Inera was to release a kit that costs as much as JiHu-II Gundam, let's say 800 Canadian? What kind of kit would that be? Like, it would have to be something absolutely insane to justify that price. Or how many Inera kits you can buy for the price of JiHu-II? The answer is probably all of them. If you don't count like special editions and whatevs. But that thought of Inera doing a kit that costs $1,000, it's just, imagination goes wild. It's one with a horse. All right, I've heard about that. I think it was recommended to me already more than once. I need to look into that because of the horse. I like horses. I have horse for my real great God Gundam. I don't remember his name. Now we have a master grade Master Gundam. And I have Fat Cat God Gundam, so we need master grade scale horse. There's just no other way around it. It has to be made. Oh, don't tell me I forgot to add the neck. Crap. Okay. Okay, we can do it. That's what how the sponger is for. There we go. Like nothing happened. In here they want to do another LED, which is of course not included. Yes. I like this trend. Not sure if motornuclear sells LED units separately for this, or it's supposed to be some sort of generic LED units that are ubiquitous. But I have not yet come across a kit, like a third-party kit at least, that just tells you, you put LEDs there, buy separately. Bandai does that for Bandai kits that are supposed to have LEDs. Like, you can buy Unicorn, it just tells you where to put LEDs if you happen to have them. It's just a bit weird to see it here. That is a huge pilot. Bigger than freaking perfect grade. What is the scale of this thing? So unless this fella is a space marine from Warhammer, this is like a up to the knee sort of height. Just this at best is like a 10-meter mech. It's not that tall really. Still massive, but not really that big. It's like a knight in Warhammer universe, I would imagine. Definitely not a Titan. So this is supposed to hold the LEDs in place. Okay. Oh, real opening gimmick. Pretty cool. Has its own rails. I wonder if I'll be able to get him out of this shell to paint. Or maybe we keep that guy there and we paint the other version of it. Let's see. Oh yeah. There's also not much sense in running the LED there, really, because there's no shine through to the outside. Will kind of make sense only when it's open. B222, I think I forgot to cut out that. No, I did not. Put this. Or this. Uh-huh. Ground suits from Eidos Technology. I'm gonna have to Google. I'm not sure if I'm even aware. I am looking forward to building Eidos Technology Valkyrie because I've kind of missed out on the Eidos Technology Thor or Asgard. Asgard, yeah, it was called Asgard. I did end up buying it, but I bought it as a gift for a friend. I might still actually buy it for myself. Just looks so cool. Asgard. A1. I might have forgotten those though. But I'm not aware of their grants, upcoming grants. I'm gonna have to do some research. A119. Yeah, of course, I started those. A120 and 19. Got these as well. Let me see. Say ADOS technology. ADOS technology. So what do they have? Yeah, Asgard transparent looks really good for sure. Oh, I didn't even know they had a bunch of announcements. This looks very Jesta-like. Any like real pictures? Nope. Something like Gyaradoga. Interesting. Let's see what else they got. Yeah, pretty. It seems like they're doing sort of their take on familiar designs from Bandai. Like, I mean, these are very clearly just GM things. Oh, look at that! But actually, they have several transparent kits on Gundam for Asgard. So this is just straight up transparent, and they have hollow. Huh. What do you guys think? Should I build Asgard on a channel? Would you be interested in seeing that? If yes, which one? Hollow or just straight up transparent? Or screw it, it's been built a lot already. What do you guys think? Don't use LTMs on clear. Let's take the cover gate. Okay, need a vacuum again. Where's my vacuum? It's right there. Let's take the glasses away. Sure, nice. So you have the hollow one, but which one would you rather see me build? The hollow or the transparent, like mechanical clear version? quick part. Clear one with fluorescent panel liner. That would be something new. Yeah, fluorescent panel liner with blue light. That could be interesting. That can be interesting. Clear kit can be an easy build. It's usually no decals on clear kit. They take away from its beauty. Can be like an easy, quick build on the channel. Also, I shall inquire if there are any review samples. How is this supposed to go in? Supposed to attach to this tag? Let's slide that here. Okay, hold on. So it's like this. And it's like this. Aha! That's an interesting construction. That sort of hides all of that interesting construction. All right. And we just have pistons at the top. H3, that would be these red fellas. What do you think of Kai from Infinite Dimension? Kai, let me Google that. Let's see, Infinite Dimension Kai. So this one? If so, then most definitely. I have it on PO and will build it as soon as I can get my hands on it. Yeah, because it has some like designs from Nemesis clearly, but it has some pretty interesting transparent parts, so I'm quite curious to actually build it. So for sure, yes, I will build it. And I'll probably build it actually when it comes out, as long as I can get a copy of it relatively quick. This cockpit makes more sense than some Gundams. This is like at the backpack behind the area that's exposed. A lot of Gundams have their cockpits like at the front of the chest, where you would imagine it's more exposed the damage and stuff like that. It's like from practical standpoint, this makes sense to have the cockpit like in a back of the chest, like in the middle of the kit, in the middle of the mecha, for more protection. This is like technically a backpack already. This reminds me of if you have seen my Heat Boys Mecha Heat series figures for TMNT, they have all of their cockpits in the turtle shells. They look pretty cool. Potentially missed B21. Yes, I have. Sure. Let me zoom in. There you go. So here's the chest. This is the backpack. This is where the cockpit is, and it slides easily like that. Boom. It has a little like console, and there is a slot inside for an LED unit to be inserted. It does not come with the kit. The guide even says place LED there, sold separately. I don't think I'll wire custom LEDs for that one because you don't see the rest of the time. But I will be wiring custom LED into the head unit because the same head unit actually has a lot of space inside. It has a lot of room, and it's supposed to accept similar LED unit as the torso. And we tried earlier on the stream. If you scroll back, I placed a single warm white LED behind the eyes, and it looked actually pretty good. So definitely doing an LED quick mod for this kit. But yeah, so it opens like this. There is just a flap that you can pull on, and it slides out. It's a very simple 3-part mechanism, 2 sides and 1 slider, and the slider is the part of the inner frame that's pre-assembled, so you don't assemble the slider. It kind of is in a box with metal parts. So yeah, easy cheesy with a gigantic pilot figure. And zoom it out. Right on, man. Gonna be playing some Diablo 4. Dude, it's been a hot minute since I played that game. I played it on launch. Really enjoyed it. Then when the Vessel of Hatred released, I played a bunch as well. But then sort of kind of fell off. Got tired of it. I heard that the new expansion with the Paladin is good. I saw the cinematic trailer, and like all cinematic trailers from Blizzard, it looked phenomenal. Is it worth buying the expansion? So I got tired after Vessel of Hatred and went back to Diablo 2 Resurrected, which is my good old trusty and reliable. But if you say D4 is good again, I might need to dip my toes. See what's up. Thanks, man. Thanks for the donut once again. Freaking awesome, dude. I've never had a donation before. You popped my donation cherry. No, it sounds creepy. No, I'm joking. Yeah, very much appreciated. You don't have to do it, man. Oh, look at this. I didn't realize that's the way it works. So you pull on this lever and it opens up these freaking slots with like batteries. Oh man, I take it back. That looks dope. Look at it. Damn. Can I wire an LED inside so it has like a light? Well, let's assemble it first and let's see. I'm not sure if this thing actually shows up, or maybe it lifts another part when it's all assembled. Okay, motornuclear. Okay, motornuclear. You know what you're doing. You crazy. You crazy. I might not know what I'm doing, but you definitely do. Oh, come on, man. Get in there. There we go. Nope, not quite. There we go. Dude, this looks dope. Then we have a phone chesticle piece. That goes right there. And they suggest another LED unit. That's number 3. Okay, motornuclear. Okay. Might as well add these LED units. Although, take it back. Don't add it. Because they're gonna be battery powered. I'm gonna hate them anyway. I'll wire my own LEDs. With blackjack and hookers. If you know the reference, let me know. We are going over 3 hours, so I might start talking smack. The filter is slowly turning off. So we need to lower this. And attach this right there. Oh. Okay. Where's the underline part? That would be the black one. And it goes right here. Oh! You bastard. Stay there. Okay. And another. Oh, so we have like 3 armor interconnects in one part for the opening cockpit. That's pretty cool. Boom. So you open the back latch. Boom. This part lifts on the 2 interconnects so it kind of stays fixed. And then you slide out the cockpit. It's pretty dope, man. And then you lift these things so these kind of pistons pop up. This is really cool. I did not expect this from... I don't know what I expected, but I didn't expect this. This is really, really cool. This mechanical designs is something I like very much. Very much. Okay, let's finish the assembly of this bad unit. Except that this front gate mark is gonna bug me. Probably will have to paint over it with some markers. Just a little bit. It's kind of shaping up into a bit of a beefy boy. Didn't expect it to be that massive. That's not what you said also. Or maybe. Transparent parts, more LED potential. Maybe it's time for trusty Spider to help me out. There we go. Very subtle. Supposed to go in like this. To the rescue. So if I run the LED into the chest centerpiece, these side guys will not benefit from it really. Doesn't fit flush. I wonder if it's supposed to. If it didn't connect some parts all the way. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be flush, but it doesn't quite go all the way. All right, now it is flush. Very grunty looking. Some finishing touches. Okay, so for sure these things. So you then just open these guys up, and then you pop the pistons. So it's like a reload or something, like a battery change. Nice, very nice. And this kid is asking for LEDs as well, begging for them. Adding some blue LEDs to these pistons so they look like some plasma batteries. That could be nice. Then maybe add an LED here so these light up. But running that LED might be a bit of a challenge because Well, there is actually quite a bit of space on the inside if I take it apart all the way. Running the wire for that, might need to go through here, or maybe at the back of the neck and straight to the inner frame. And then these wires go into there as well. We'll see. I wonder if I was supposed to put these guys on the inside of those pistons. And I missed that. Most likely. I'll have to disassemble this anyway. But for now, let's use this face. This is gonna be the result of today's build. It's a very thick but cool looking grunt. Zoom in a little bit. Let me change the focus a bit here. And clearly it's a very grunty, like 90s looking design at the first glance. But when you kind of look closer at it, it has a ton of detail. And it has a lot of gimmicks. So if we go through them one by one, first and foremost, you obviously can open the front chest piece. How can I open it? Let's try to pull. There we go. So, chest piece opens up, and you can see some inner frame there. Some red parts, some plated parts. Then these things slide up, and you can see some battery modules. So like some rockets or whatever, rail guns-ish looking things. Then the underside of the front armor opens up, which I opened a bit too aggressively. So at this stage, it's looking very modern and very, very cool. But furthermore, you have an opening gimmick on the head right there. That's one. Sorry, my hands are a bit shaky. So I think I need to go and eat because I'm running out of sugar. Oh, yeah. So like this. Oh. There we go. So the head unit has two opening hatches for some reason, and you need to open one before the other, otherwise it won't open. But more hatches. Then you have hatches here. These ones, and if you pop them up, I think you can pop them up with these. Boom, and then you're pulling that lever and a little battery pops up. I think it's supposed to be a battery, some sort of like maintenance hatch. And then, last but not least, you unlatch this. It's actually like a lock. So we open that, we lift this hatch, and it's like on double joints, so it stays up, it doesn't flop around. Then you pull on this, and boom, you have a cockpit. So what looked like a freaking 80s fridge now looks like a crazy transformable mecha. I mean, initial reaction, motornuclear is cooking some serious stew here. It's really cool. I'm impressed. I like it. I will probably customize it. I'm very much looking forward to building the rest of it. I hope there will be even more hatches and things in the rest of the kit. So yeah, that is going to be it for today. I need some calories and I need some rest because it's been a very busy day. But I also very much appreciate hanging out with all of you today. As always, very nice hangout. Really appreciate the very first donation. I've never had a donation before, and it's freaking milestone. I didn't expect to cross today for sure. Always nice hanging out with you. Don't forget to check out the community page. I'm promoting the hell out of it simply because you guys can post stuff there, and I can actually see because I know that you post on the YouTube community, but YouTube doesn't tell me whenever you guys post there. So like I have no idea when you make a post there unless I happen to go in and check, uh, which I don't do often enough. So yeah, just so we can easier interact, check out the videos, the Wolf Technology reviews on the way. Check out the community page. If you want to support the channel, always check out the Gundamit and Reviewer Code SKH. Thank you all so very much for joining the live stream, and I will see you in the next one. Later.